Nobody likes a know-it-all, right? You don't like a know-it-all. Well, all of my guests today say they are married to a critical mate and they're sick of being corrected, nagged, picked apart, and always being wrong. Now, my first guest, Kenton, says his bags are packed because he just can't take his wife's criticism anymore. Now, Jennifer admits that she's controlling, and she says she literally picks at him every chance she gets. Take a look.
Kenton! That doesn't even go there.
Why do you always have to pick at me?
And my name's Jennifer, and I'm a nagger and a picker.
She wants it done her way, or it's not right.
Stop.
Jennifer has this uncontrollable need to pick at my face. That drives me crazy.
I cannot stand to see something on somebody's person messed up. Like if you have a stray hair, a pimple, I'll pluck it out for him. I pick out his clothes because he would wear raggedy blue jean shorts and a wrinkledy shirt that he probably wore the day before.
Do you want me to go find you something?
Whatever. It's constant nagging.
Kenton!
In my eyes, if I don't nag, nothing gets done.
Did you lift anything?
No.
Dirt.
She's trying to hold me to a standard that's very unrealistic.
This moves. See? Dirt.
I don't do things the way you do, Jennifer.
I know.
I think she's a very angry person, and the majority of her anger she channels towards me.
Kenton!
When we were engaged, he did have an affair.
I have carried that for 7 years, and there are very few days that she doesn't remind me of that.
Stop sign. Stop sign.
She's constantly criticizing me for the way I drive.
He drives like a maniac.
What? I know how to drive.
I've had my door handle broke for about 6 months, and his broke about the same time. Well, his is fixed. Mine isn't.
I've honestly stayed here because of my kids.
When he gets onto the kids, he's immediately wanting to punish instead of finding out what the problem is to begin with.
I don't want Alex on the floor sleeping.
I was right in my punishment.
She's 4 years old.
I have 2 kids from my first marriage, and they're scared to death of Jennifer. I feel like she treats me like another one of the kids.
Hi, what are you doing? Knowing you're gonna be home?
Jennifer thinks that I work too much. She calls me 4 or 5, maybe 6 times a day.
No, this is the second time I've called you, not the third.
It's a no-win situation. If I'm honest, it makes her mad. If I'm not honest, she blows up about that.
I know you aren't being true and right with yourself, or you wouldn't be in relationship trouble.
Relationship Rescue is a great book.
That got us back talking, but after a couple of weeks, we kind of fell back into the same routine.
Right now, we're at a point where we just don't know where to go from here.
Last Monday night, I had all of my clothes sitting downstairs by the garage ready to go because I just don't feel like I can take anymore.
DrPhil, I'm very critical of everything my husband does, and it's ruining our marriage. Can you please help me?
Well, let me ask you a question first. Are you here to defend this, or are you here to change it?
Change it.
You say he doesn't take care of the kids right, doesn't clean right, doesn't discipline right. What does he do right?
A lot of that is, he does do a lot of things right.
I'm waiting.
He can grill very well. What does he do right? He's a good dad. I mean, he loves his kids. He's a good husband. He loves me. He does a lot of things right.
I'm waiting for you to tell me what it is. He can grill.
He can grill.
Okay, do you understand that are you very serious about this?
Yes.
Didn't you guys talk about divorce last week?
Yes.
And don't you have your bag packed, your clothes ready to go? And you said, I'm waiting, I guess, for the next big fight, and I'm gone.
Yes.
Are you aware of that? That's his opinion, that's his attitude?
He said that before, yeah.
But he didn't do it before, because you didn't tell him to?
Well, he actually at the last fight, no. He actually at the last fight never said he was actually leaving. I asked him, are you leaving? And he says, I don't know. I don't know what I want to do. And the only thing I said was, if you are going to leave, I don't play games. You know, it's not going to be back and forth.
So you threatened him?
I didn't threaten him. I just wanted him to know that
It sounded like a threat. Okay, if you're going to leave, we ain't playing games. You go, you're gone.
Well, but I'm not going to have it doing back and forth. I'm not going to put my kids through that. I mean, you know.
Whose kids?
My kids. Our kids, excuse me.
Just curious.
Okay.
I mean, do you get my point?
Yeah.
I mean, aren't you going to be really right and really lonely all at the same time?
Yeah.
You know, you say that even if he goes to work, that just when he goes to work, you miss him. Mm-hmm. We had you write down all the things that you think about. 5:45 a.m., he says he's getting ready for work. I wonder if he's going to kiss me goodbye today. He's forgotten twice in 7 years. Mm-hmm. Will today be the third? You wonder if he's got enough gas to get to work. You call him just to hear his voice. You miss him when he's gone. You don't like him eating spicy foods. It's going to upset his stomach.
Well, he's been in the hospital for it before, so.
Yeah. How old are you?
30.
30. And you've got a job. You go out and work and
Yes, sir.
do things by yourself?
Most of the time.
I mean, people pay you money to provide your service.
That's right.
And all, and you do this on a regular basis. Doesn't it make you think that maybe he's not needful of a mother that's shepherding him around?
They say, don't treat me like a child. Well, don't act like one. You know,
No, I don't know.
well, it's hard to.
You know why it's hard to explain? Because there's no explanation for it. Look, you have a parent-child relationship with your husband. Do you realize that? And you know what happens when children grow up? They break away from their parents and they go out and become independent, right? And now he's saying, this is it. This is all. I'd rather be by myself than live under this. And I'm trying to get your attention about that, but I don't think you're hearing me.
Stop.
I think I am out of control.
Kenton!
I think I'm too bossy.
Why do you always have to pick at me?
Because you don't clean it.
I think I'm too controlling.
I've been unhappy for the past 3 years, and I feel like there's no end in sight.
Kenton!
We're talking about critical mates today. Now, that was Kenton, who says his wife's critical ways have forced him to pack his bags in case they have one more blow up. Now, Jennifer says she wants to stop being critical, but just can't because he just gives her so much to be critical of. You said she has no idea how much I'm hurting over this. What are you experiencing? What are you feeling about all this?
I just feel like I'm going to explode. I just feel like I can't take it. Every time she says something, critical to me, it hurts more and more.
What do you say to yourself when she's being critical of you and putting you down?
I think to myself, why did she even marry me if she's constantly nagging at me or picking at me or thinking I can't do anything right?
So you don't feel respected?
No.
You don't think she's proud of you?
I think she's proud of me for being a dad and for the work that I do, but not for being her husband.
Is that true?
I guess. He doesn't talk to me, so I don't know how he feels half the time.
You know now. How do you feel about it?
It hurts me.
If I talk to her and I'm open and honest with her, she gets mad. If I don't say anything and I keep to myself, she gets mad. I don't know what else to say.
What do you think about that?
I don't know. I've tried so many years to get him to talk to me. And I guess I do get mad when he says things I don't want to hear. But a lot of times he assumes I'm mad. And I'm not. I mean, you can't say something to somebody and have them be happy about it if it's something that, is not a happy thought. And he just assumes, well, you're mad. I'm not mad. It's just what you said bothered me,
Do you think you have a chip on your shoulder about him?
Yeah.
And didn't you have a chip on your shoulder before you ever got married?
No, it wasn't before we got married. I was in my happy place when we got married. It was after we got married when I found out that he had been unfaithful.
Is that what this is all about? Is that what you're saying? I'm going to punish him for the rest of his life
No.
because of that?
No, I don't want to punish him for the rest of his life. He hides things from me, and it's hard to build that trust back when I'm always finding out that he tells me one thing and he'll tell somebody else another thing, or, you know.
But listen, really, let's forget about being on TV, forget about the cameras, forget about everything, and let's just you and I talk for a minute. I mean, get real. You say he hides things from you? If all you ever get are blasted, you would a whole lot rather ask for forgiveness than permission.
I understand.
I mean, I wouldn't hide things from you. I would hide from you, period. I mean, honestly, isn't that the way you feel?
Yeah.
It's like if you can turn the corner and not have to deal with her, do. If you don't have to bring it up, then don't, because whatever he says, his opinion is and his experience is, you're going to find fault with it and doggone him about it. True? So why would anybody talk to you? You teach people how to treat you. You're talking about this like you're married to some kind of worm here that just won't talk to you, won't get engaged, won't play. And I mean, it's like slamming your head in the car door. I only have to do that once. And if every time you say something, it's just bam, 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 that's wrong, you're not smart enough, you're not good enough, you're not fast enough, you're not clean enough, you're not organized enough, you're not this, you're not that, then finally it's just like, you know, lady, leave me the hell alone. If I'm lying, I'm dying. Talk to me here.
That's exactly right. I keep my mouth shut to avoid a fight at all cost.
How much fun are you to live with?
Obviously not very much at all.
What is it you're so mad about?
I don't know.
You must be afraid of something because you obviously have the feeling that if you don't stay right on top of everything, that it's going to all spin out of control and you're going to be the loser. How you get along with your dad?
I don't.
Really? Why do you suppose I'm asking you that?
Probably because you were told our history.
I don't have to be told your history, which I was. I asked you if you were mad before you got married. You said no. No, I was in my happy place.
Well, yeah.
Now, you and I both know that ain't right.
Yeah.
And we also know that you can't change what you don't acknowledge. True? What if he's paying for the sins of those that came before him? Aren't you looking at him through a real colored glass and you're dead in the water before you ever move?
There's a lot of times I feel like I'm being compared to him.
Isn't the truth that if you ever said to him, you're okay, and I love you and I trust you, that requires letting your guard down? It requires being vulnerable, and that means you could get hurt.
Yeah.
And isn't that what this is all about?
I trusted him completely at one point in time. He was the only person I've ever trusted. And I don't know if anybody can ever understand that when you grow up without trust, and you finally find someone to trust completely, and something happens, and it's 10 times worse.
Haven't you suffered long enough? I mean, is this a life sentence for the two of you?
I hope not. I don't want it to be.
How much you trust another person is not a function of how trustworthy they are. How much you trust another person is a function of how much you trust yourself to deal with their imperfections. The person you don't trust here is not him, it's you. Because you got hurt when you were growing up. You got hurt when you guys were engaged. And you're saying, that little voice in your head that says, I just can't do this again.
You're right.
And so what you do is you spend your whole life playing the game with sweaty palms.
How do you change it? I mean...
Oh, I'm so glad you asked. I really am so glad you asked. And you don't want him to leave.
No, I don't.
But yet you keep testing him to see if he will. Wouldn't it be tragic if you stayed behind this wall all of your married life because you feared that if you came out from behind it, you would get hurt? when in fact you didn't need to? Does it hurt behind that wall? Does the loneliness hurt?
Yeah.
Does the fear hurt? Does the anger and bitterness hurt? So you know behind the wall you're guaranteed to be hurt. If you come out of behind the wall, you might in fact find a soft place to fall. And let me tell you something about intimacy. When somebody trusts you enough to take their guard down and let you into that private world that is theirs, that is a big responsibility. And you better take it real, real seriously. Let me tell you something. I want you to think about what I've said. I'm going to get you a tape of this show. I want you to watch it 10 times. And I want you to go home and unpack your bag, because you guys aren't done yet. Will you hang with me a bit here?
I will.
All right. We're talking to spouses who just can't stop criticizing. Now, Jay says he picks on his wife because she's just such an easy target. He says she's absent-minded and uneducated. Kristen says she wants all the sarcasm to stop. Take a look at this. We'll talk in a minute.
Cut yourself.
I'm not gonna cut myself.
DrPhil, it's tough raising a wife. This would be laundry, because heaven forbid it ever be washed.
My husband is critical about everything I do, and he turns everything into a sarcastic joke.
I think I should be critical of Kristen. I'm her husband. I should leave the garage door open and the van door open and the keys in the car. Holy bejeebies, that's a mess. We've got Lisa's shoes here. We've got some kind of a music thing. We got Wendy's bags. Of course, if you ever get hungry, you can always have some cheeseburger.
I find my husband's sarcasm to be very harsh. I think he feels I'm incompetent.
This right here is a dining room table. We've lived here for 3 years now. Ooh, nasty. And then we've got some residual matter here. We've got my keys, Kristen's. Well, no, they're not there. Ooh, wow, look at this. What's in the sink?
Here's the wonderful work desk. Kind of messy. I'm not sure how stuff gets done.
I use sarcasm to get her attention. I want to say, this is something that's wrong. Fix it.
It hurts my feelings. I wish that he could just come out and say whatever it is that I did that upset him. Instead, I am the material for his performance.
You're doing a good job there, honey. Did you make this from scratch?
Yep. He criticizes that I'm spacey. I don't feel valued and respected by him.
I have an MBA, and she has some college.
And he likes to tease me that I don't have the college education that he does.
Good job, the oven's off.
My oldest daughter will tease our younger daughter until she's crying.
Hey, Diane.
If we're gonna have friends over, I need to have everything done perfect, or else I am gonna be his material for the night.
So who cooked all this stuff here?
I prepared the chips.
Well, I knew that, or those are not burned.
If you love someone, how can you make them the material of all your jokes? Nobody can believe that anybody would be married to him.
She's right, I would never marry myself. It's threatening our marriage because at any one point in time, Kristen could say, okay, I want out.
I'm always afraid of the repercussions.
DrPhil, my extreme sarcasm is affecting my marriage. How can I fix this?
Give me your reaction to seeing that kind of all pulled together and looking at it through the eye of the camera. How do you feel about that?
I think I'm a little bit mean. A couple takes there.
I mean, do you really think that because you have more formal education than you, that makes you a better person than she is?
I really don't believe that, but it's something that if I could find something funny about it, I could relate to.
Just a joke?
Yeah, just a joke.
You're just joking?
Yeah, I'm joking. I know it's a sore subject for her, so
I don't have an MBA, but I do have a dictionary, and so I went and looked up joke. And it says something that's said or done to evoke laughter and amusement. It's in good humor. It's good-natured. It's not to be taken seriously, as in making merry with a comrade or a friend. You think you're joking when you tell her that you can do it my way or the wrong way? I didn't say you could speak. Shouldn't you be in the kitchen pregnant and cooking? You're starting to wrinkle. Maybe you need a facelift.
I said that?
Did I read those right? These are quotes from you.
I believe they may have read those right. Yeah.
You don't pay attention, you're spacey, you're going to burn down the house. If you were a better housekeeper, I'd get you the tummy tuck you need.
She says she needs a tummy tuck, not me.
If you were a better housekeeper, I would get you the tummy tuck you need. Did I read that one right?
Possibly. Yeah.
Yeah.
She wants the tummy tuck, therefore.
We're not talking about whether she wants it or not.
Yeah.
We're talking about whether you, in a condescending way, said those things to her. How do you feel when he says these things to you?
It is hurtful. Like, he doesn't know when he's crossed that line.
Well, let's take a break, give you a minute to think about what you want to say next. I'm sure it's clever, and we'll see what it is.
Kristen's lack of attention drives me crazy.
Here's the oven. It is turned off, but just in case, we got a fire extinguisher.
It's not like I just forget to shut the garage door. It opens back up.
Maybe we have a magic garage door fairy.
Well, that was Jay. After 6 years of marriage, Kristen says her husband's sarcasm has only gotten worse. Now, she says she's sick of being the butt of every joke and wants him to stop nagging her, making fun of her about losing her keys, shutting the garage door, and growing up on the wrong side of the tracks. You criticize where she grew up?
There's a kind of like maybe universal type of a joking where you can say, well, that's because that's where you grew up or something. And and here's the deal, she reacts to it and gets upset about it, so I figure it's something that I can joke later on about something else.
If you deal with somebody you care about in a way that they feel worse about who they are after engaging with you, is that successful? I mean, do you want for Kristen to deal with you in a way that she feels worse about who she is when she finishes that?
Absolutely not.
But isn't that exactly what's happening?
Yeah.
If that's how she feels after engaging with you, Jay, that's just not funny. That's just not funny. I'm a smart aleck. I mean, I'm a real smart aleck. But, people that will watch this show will notice this even over the last 3 years. 90+% of the jokes I make are at my expense. And I tell people I'm married way over my head, and I ain't joking. I'm married way over my head.
Maybe there's some insecurities I have about maybe my upbringing or something to do with how I feel about myself, and I take it out on her. I mean...
there's something in relationships that I refer to as leveling. And it's when somebody feels real inferior and real insecure, they do one of two things. They either try to inflate themselves in their own mind so they believe that they're up to the level that they perceive the other person, or they sit down there and pot shoot at them. They just take pot shots at them to bring them down to their level because of insecurity and inferiority. Do you think that's a possibility here?
I think it could be a possibility.
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah.
I don't know either. What I do know is that there came a day when I said, in the way I measured myself as a man, if my wife can walk into a room full of 1,000 women with the security of knowing there isn't a woman in this room treated any better than me behind closed doors, that I was doing a good job as a husband and as a man. That was something that I had to... That was something that I had to grow into. I had to mature into, because there was when I started out, it was just a young lion. I'm just going to conquer the world and everybody else can just come along if they want. And I realized, wait a minute, this isn't all about you, Slick. You got some people that care about you and that you've made commitments to and invested in. You got to be sensitive to the impact of what you do on other people. Here's the bottom line. Somehow or another, people that are condescending, cutting, controlling, overbearing, get the idea in their mind that everything is supposed to happen the way they think it's supposed to happen. And when it doesn't, they feel the need to just get up there and point that out. And let me ask you something. If you're so smart, how come your marriage is in such a ditch? I think you need to do more than think about it. I think you need to wake up every morning and say, what can I do today to make my marriage better? What can I do today to make my wife know that I love and care about her? What can I do today to help her feel better about who she is? And if you start putting those things on your to-do list, I think you'll be a lot happier.
I agree with you. I think I would.
And if you want to make jokes, make yourself the target. I'll give you some things to work with. If you're sure. I mean, really, it's a sense of humor is good. Teasing is good. There's nothing wrong with that. You can tease each other, but there's a point at which it becomes mean-spirited. And that's what you're saying is going on here, right?
Yeah, because I love that Jay has a sense of humor,
Sure.
and that's one of the things that I was most attracted to him. He can make people laugh, and he makes me laugh all the time. But then,
See, that's good. You're talking about you.
but then there is a point where you cross that line, and it's just not funny anymore.
And that's what you've got to be sensitive enough and socially aware enough to tune into and embrace. How you measure success as a man should at least in part be a function of how effectively you are companioning her and how you help her to feel about who she is. Will you weigh that?
You bet.
My next guests have been married only 4 months, and Tara says she's ready to walk if Jeremy keeps telling her she's doing everything wrong, how she wakes him up, how she folds his socks, how she cleans the house, even how she makes his sandwiches.
That same sweater's been on the floor there for like 3 months.
My husband is critical of everything I do, and it's driving me crazy. What you like to do is just throw all the stuff away.
Well, you never throw anything away.
I have a certain way of doing things, and I think that other people should do them my way.
I'll have the right socks on the right side and say the left socks on the left side.
My socks need to be paired up properly.
I don't remember him being as critical of me before we got married.
She does not make a sandwich right.
You always gotta put the cheese on after the mustard. Have the pieces folded like this instead of just flat.
The meat tastes the same whether it's laid out flat or whether it's bent. He's critical of the way I dress.
This is like something my mom wore when I was like 5 years old.
I cannot wake my husband up right.
When Tara wakes me up in the morning, she calls my pet name
Hey, Jeremy.
over and over until I want to yell at her or push her out of the bed. Pretty much an asshole when I wake up.
He started saying that you don't even work all day, why can't you keep the house clean? I will go into a room and try to clean it, and he'll come in behind me and tell me that I'm cleaning wrong.
There's a lot of papers on the table. It really gets on my nerves.
If you don't like them, here, move them. The criticism bothers me because we do have a young son, and I don't want him to become the object of the criticism. He made a couple comments that having the baby had changed my body in a way that he wasn't happy with. I told him that wasn't appropriate, and he can't say those kind of things to me about something I can't change.
I don't want to make her depressed. I don't want to make her feel like I don't love her.
I don't want to feel like nothing I ever do is good enough. I want him to appreciate me. I want to feel safe. I want to feel protected. I'm seriously considering divorce because I'm not going to stay in a house where everything I do is wrong.
So if you knew then what you know right now, this minute sitting in that chair, would you have married her?
I think I would have stayed engaged a little bit longer and continued how we were. Maybe not rushed into the marriage.
What do you think?
I don't know what to think anymore. It's hard because I think I would have married him. If he'd said, I want to have a 2-year engagement, I would have said, okay, we can do a 2-year engagement. If you want to get married right now, I would have married him that day. I just love him. I want to be with him. And then when I see what I just saw, it hurts to know that he thinks these things about me or that he says these things about me. And that he can sit here right now and say, oh, I know I should. I know I will, maybe. But I don't think he will. I don't think he believes any of those things.
Do you think you're a bully?
No.
Really? Because it sounds like, I mean, look, I don't know you. I haven't hung with you. I don't know how you are. But I get the feeling that you're certainly bullying her. Do you believe that?
Yes.
And see, that's one of the things that I think people don't think about sometimes is that the core element of abuse and control is isolation. And if you have the additional leverage of the fact that she really loves you and wants to please you and make you happy, then you have to be a really good steward of that, because it's a power, isn't it? He has a power over you, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Tell me about that.
I try so hard to please him, and I try to make sure the house looks right. I try to make sure the phone's on the hook. I try to make sure when he asks for a sandwich that I can make him a sandwich he likes, because I want him to be happy. And not just with me, I want him to be happy in our home and with our son and in all situations. And I feel like I'm failing every time.
And so you think if he's not happy, you have failed.
I failed him. Right. I failed him.
Well, make really good eye contact with me. This is about him. This isn't about you.
And you could know that. But at some point, it has to be about me.
No, you just said, I know that, but it has to be about me. No, it doesn't. If he brings into the relationship with him a mindset, a personality, an expectancy set, that no matter what you do or how you do it, he's not going to be happy, then that's the most stressful position you can ever be in. The most stressful thing people can ever experience in their life is when they're held accountable for things they don't really control. Are you perfect?
No.
Then there's a real symmetry to this, isn't there? I mean, neither one of you are, and that's okay.
My critical behavior makes Tara upset.
I just kind of feel like I can't do anything right, so why bother trying anymore? Maybe I'm just not good enough.
I know she's upset. I can see it in her eyes.
I want this to work so badly, but I don't want to compromise everything that I am to make it work.
We've been talking to couples in trouble because one spouse is too critical. Now, Tara and Jeremy are newlyweds. Only been married for 4 months. They've spent half of that time in therapy. Now, Tara says she's not going to stay if this continues. And let me say to you, I've just met you guys. I know a lot about you. You've been very helpful in giving us background and history. If this doesn't change, you need to get out. The only thing worse than being where you're not wanted for a year is being where you're not wanted for a year and a day. The sooner you know it, the better, right?
Right.
And you said, I wouldn't have married you then. I'd have stayed engaged longer, right?
Yes.
What would you have done during that additional engagement period?
I think maybe it would have given us a chance to get to know each other better without being married, and maybe learn the habits of each other.
We lived together for almost a year before. Because of the baby, we wanted to make sure we were in the same house so he could see his father and me as he was growing up.
So she's saying you already knew each other.
Oh, we'd known each other about a year, and then the baby came.
Would you have gotten married if the baby hadn't come?
I don't think right away, no. She told me she wouldn't live with me unless we were planning on getting married. And so I told her yes.
Did you get trapped in this deal and wish you weren't?
Well, I don't feel she's trapped me on purpose, but in a way I might feel trapped in the situation.
Well, that's a bad way to be.
Yes.
Yeah.
I mean, what he's saying to you is, I wouldn't be here if it didn't have to be.
Yeah, and that's a hard feeling to have when you are trying everything you know how. To feel like, well, I can try and try and try, and it's not going to matter. And the fact that I love him is not enough. And the fact that we have a baby is not enough. And he doesn't think he's enough. I don't know what to do.
You know, this is a good egg here.
I know.
You know, she's a good egg. You don't want to be mean to her because you're feeling stress and anxiety. Deal with the stress and anxiety instead of aiming it at her, because you're hurting someone you don't want to hurt. And I think you guys need to go back to your therapist, and I think you need to sit down and be honest for the first time since you've been in there and say, look, therapist, watch this tape, because here's what this other guy thinks.
Okay.
And see if that's a place to start talking. And you don't really know what you should do at this point. Give that a chance to work out. Will you do that?
Yes.
And, you know, anytime, you know, before y'all came here, we contacted your therapist. We got written permission for you to be a part of the show. Because I don't ever book anybody that's in therapy unless and until we've contacted their therapist, said, here's what we're going to do. Do you think it's helpful and adds to it? And they said, absolutely. But you don't want to be picking at her.
No, I don't want to hurt her. I don't.
Do you have a story or a question for me? Click the link in the description and tell me what in the world is going on.